So it is I, Tantus Naravan Dracovin, Lord Emperor of the Dracovin Empire, and welcome. It is time to continue my discussion on the lands, legends, planes, and planeswalkers of Magic the Gathering, where I teach each aspect of the lore of the worlds of Magic the Gathering, give you some information, some history about them, and allow you to understand a little bit more of the settings that Wizards is trying to establish within these cards. So today I have another planeswalk for you, Tibalt. Tibalt is a half-devil human planeswalker who is mainly aligned with red mana. He of course hails from the plane of Innistrad and is of unknown age. Now he began his life in Nephilim, where he was actually an apprentice to a Scrabron, basically one of the powerful folks that would stitch together and create the scab, the artificially created zombies. He was a failure. He repeatedly and constantly failed, and it brought him to frustration and anger. He was driven to isolation amongst his peers. He couldn't do anything. And this is when he began to lash out and began to seek to use the teachings that his master had given him on the land of the living, on those that were alive, because his skill, it turns out, lied elsewhere. He began to explore the depths of pain and suffering. Of course, he started small. A small vermin here or there, then a larger animal, and a larger animal, until he finally turned to people. Now, his work meant that he would draw in vagrants. Those were the types he would search for, and he would lure them effectively to their deaths. This work, though, attracted others. Devils sensed the pain and suffering he was causing and came to him. They gibbered their strange secrets in their own tongue to him, whispering it. He accepted the aid of these devils, who helped him in his work while constantly sharing with him secrets that he could use to improve the way that he brought pain and suffering. As he got better and more sadistic, though, he also became more careless. At first, his neighbors began to suspect something was strange, but soon rumors spread around the town, more and more speaking of the strange activities that were going on in Tibalt's house. What was happening there? This eventually, though, led to the Inquisition. The Inquisitors came knocking, and they burst down the door, discovering not only the devils in amongst his laboratory, but the torture equipment. He was caught red-handed, and he of course knew what this meant. It didn't mean prison time, execution for these kind of crimes. Now, as careless he has been with the townsfolk, ignoring their whispers and their eyes, he had been ready. He had prepared just in case something should occur. He enacted a very powerful spell, a spiteful, hateful spell, created through a combination of the dark whispers of the devils around him and his research. This twisted spell infused him with power, but it also merged his form, his body and soul, with those devils that were all around him. The result of this gave him great power, but he was flooded with every ounce of pain he had ever dealt to another. This drove him mad to a degree, but it did another thing. It ignited his spark, and with it he was flung across the blind eternities to safety from the Inquisitor's blades. A new form, a new creature. But he couldn't quite leave his home. Innistrad always called him. So he would return from time to time to torment, to bring pain to those of Innistrad, to do what he did best there. And of course, when the one time he returned and things seemed so dire amongst Innistrad, the plane was in such a terrible shape, he was concerned when the ancient planeswalker Soren Markov was seemingly attempting to undo this. But why fight him directly? Why not cause him some pain and suffering to even this ancient? A little fun. Now, Tibalt has been depicted in a single card, and we know he's still alive and out there somewhere. But what he's doing currently? who he's tormenting. We don't know. But that's it for today. I introduced you to the half-devil human planeswalker. A human who tried to first be a master of zombie creation within Innistrad, and upon that failure, turned his attention to torment and sadistic glee upon humanity in particular. When he was caught, he merged with the devils that basically helped him along the way and became the monstrosity he is now, a tormentor. Now, his card is actually one of the weaker planeswalkers, but it's also interesting because it's a cheaper planeswalker. A trade-off. Basically, a very interesting one. Tibalt we hopefully will see in the future. Maybe somewhere else. Maybe if once again, for a third time, we return to Innistrad, he might be there. Hard to say. We'll have to see in the future. But if you have any questions, comments, anything you want to say, anything you think I left out, please leave in the comments below. Please like, share, and subscribe. I try to support the channel, the empire, the work I do. If you want to show some extra support, you can always check out my Patreon, link in the description below. There's some great rewards there. Helps to grow and improve the channel and empire. If you want to check out some other great Magic the Gathering content, I can always recommend my Friends of the Multiverse, Card Bazaar, They Said, We Said, and Tasty Snackies. They do some great Magic the Gathering content work of their own. Go ahead and check them out. But regardless, until the next time, I bid you farewell.